Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to our roundtable event on the topic Data Fabric, Transformative Next Steps for the Digitization. I am excited to have a group of industry experts and practitioners from the leading IT research and advisory firm, Infotech Research Group. Thanks for participation. IBM execs and practitioners from IBM Data and AI partners, DecisionBrain and Accuras. I will let our guest speakers to do a quick introduction and also tell us how data fabric is related and important to their work, and then we will kick off with the questions. I don't know if we can just do a quick introduction and then hand it over to Igor and so on and so forth.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Murat. Irina Sedenka. I'm Research Director for Data and Analytics Practice at Infotech. And I have been in the data and analytics and machine learning and AI space for quite some time. And I'm really happy to be here today and to discuss this such as an exciting topic as data fabric, because it really changes the way we're looking at the data and we're using the data. Okay, Igor?
Thank you, Irina. Igor Ikonikov, Research and Advisory Director from the same practice, Data and Analytics. Most of my career, I've been information/data architect, and all things architecture is my favorite topic. And hope to speak with you even after the webinar. Charlotte?
Thank you, Igor. My name is Charlotte Strassner, and I'm on IBM's Global Technology Industry Leadership Team for Manufacturing and Energy, with a focus on data fabric and business automation. Filippo?
Good morning, everyone. Filippo Focacci. I'm a co-founder, CEO of a company called DecisionBrain that has been working for since the beginning of the company in developing decision support solution based on AI and mathematical optimization.
Thanks, Filippo. And my name is Murat Güvenç. I'm a former IBMer and the managing director for Accuras, and we specialize in data science and AI solutions. So again, thanks everyone for the introduction. We know every organization is looking for ways to unlock the data, to innovate and stay competitive. But most companies are facing significant challenges with collecting, storing, and analyzing data, specifically for AI. A strong foundation for AI requires more than just a methodology or set of principles, also need to modernize their information architecture technology, which is the topic of today. I would like to ask our research analyst the first question. What is data fabric? How does data fabric different from previous architecture? Why we should be paying more attention to data fabric?
I guess I can take this question with pleasure. You can see on your screen reference architecture for analytics as we have it now, a data platform. It's a high-level architecture. What is special about it? You don't see a data warehouse here, and that was one major move. So we decomposed data warehouse into 4 separate components: data persistence, master data management, data engineering, and data delivery. In this case, we became more nimble and more efficient in collecting data, in mastering data, and delivering it exactly by the use case. So, but why is the need? What's happening then? So with this very diversified data platform structure, yes, we can deliver exactly what the business is asking for, fairly quickly and fairly consistently, but with so many components, we need to properly catalog them, right? Next slide. And when we started cataloging the source data with the data dictionary, with the ingestion data, or with the data set ingestion catalog, and data delivery with the corresponding digital catalog, we realized, okay, now we know what we have where. We know from the source of the data record up to the moment it appears on the screen, we can trace this whole pathway and If we establish this digital cataloging reliably and we can see the whole pathway, then naturally the next question comes, why do we bother to put data in one place? And it was a good idea when legacy systems, when older informational systems in operational space, the ones that produce records, they were not so much optimized for query. And we used to say, as architects, we used to say, don't query operational system because you can bring it down or you can slow it down. Make a copy and run your analytical queries against that copy. That's a good idea. But however, with this new architecture, we've got that exactly queryable place in the data delivery. So why do we need this data persistence and the data accumulation phase? And data fabric is a natural progression for that to optimize this platform further. So what has happened? If we combine master data with the definitions of all the master entities, with their internal classifications, with their hierarchies, with their relationship within the same class and the cross classes, like how product types are relevant to customer types, etc. If we combine that with our digital catalogs, that is, what elements, data elements we have in what record and how they transition from the source system onto the screen of the report, then we could probably establish something else. Murat, next slide, please. And that's what data fabric came. So technologically, master data definitions, business data glossary, classifications, hierarchies, data catalog, metadata, and data lineage, everything could be merged in the knowledge graph. It's a new technology, semantic web-based technology. It's flexible enough to represent everything, including overlapping hierarchies. And again, I encourage you to give us a call after the webinar. You've got my email, you've got Infotech's website at the bottom. Please feel free, I'll be happy to talk more about this. Suffice to say now that knowledge graph gives us a comprehensive metadata map from end to end. We know exactly when and at what time we can retrieve a copy of a transactional record, put it in the data engineering pipeline, do exactly the right augmentation using our master data knowledge from the knowledge graph again, and we can deliver what we need straight to the data delivery piece, and visualization tool will pick it up from there and display it on the screen. So that is to say, data fabric, it's similar in physical world. Remember, we used to have big warehouses, and then all of a sudden we decided we can go just in time supplies, just in time. So data fabric is just in time data delivery for our data and analytics. Okay, Irina, maybe now you can continue this topic and say how this could benefit us with the nimbleness in the analytical space.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Igor. That's a great overview. And as just Igor explained to us, data fabric enables organizations to integrate and combine the data, access and govern different types of data efficiently and effectively by enabling this easy and self-serve access to diverse and the wide range of the data sets. Organizations can implement pretty much 360 view of data. We can say that we are enabling the data marketplace that enables flexible approach to creating new analytics, new analytical models, enable data collaboration. It drives flexibility, but also it widens the capabilities of the systems and solutions. You can add different data sources by simply linking them with the existing data fabric architecture, enabling fast experimentation, analytical innovation. It accelerates and drives advanced analytics, machine learning, and AI. It helps to reduce time to insights and creating those informed decisions by enabling real-time view of pretty much any business entity. So data fabric allows to set up environment that can be used across multiple use cases. And it enables dynamic and intelligent data orchestration across distributed landscape. But also, as Igor mentioned, it also allows us to automate and streamline data governance and data management. And I will give you one quick example. So it's actually quite interesting. In November of last year, I don't know if you saw the news, but NASDAQ announced so that they are launching a data fabric, a managed data solution to help investment management firms scale their data infrastructure with enhanced quality, governance, and integrity. So that's just the quote from their announcement. So in that announcement, they explained that NASDAQ Data Fabric provides data to the organizations in a matter of days and weeks instead of months. So the platform allows companies to integrate internal and external data sources, data sets quickly, so that they can focus on what really drives their competitive advantage and improves their data time to value instead of spending all the time trying to find the data and integrate the data. So that data fabric allows clients to use single API to access hundreds of data sets from NASDAQ and its partners, and to combine all that external to organization data with internal data sets to drive, again, insights, to drive analytics on the data, to drive some new analytics that would not have been possible without all that additional data. So this is just one of the examples how organizations can use data fabric to take advantage of data to drive business value. And Murat, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Igor and Irina. Thanks for the explanations and the example.
Yeah.
Over the last decade, the developments with hybrid cloud, artificial intelligence, and IoT and edge computing have led to exponential growth of big data, creating even more complexity for enterprises to manage. We know IBM is unveiling new data fabric capabilities, and I want to pass it to Charla to ask why data is a strategic asset in driving business outcomes and what IBM's plans are, current and in the future, to deliver an intelligent data fabric.
Thank you, Murat. Data is strategic asset in driving business outcomes because it fundamentally delivers value by connecting the right people to the right data at the right time. As you can see on this slide that he just navigated to, significant results are achieved with optimized data access, intelligent cataloging, and data integration. So fundamentally, what we're talking about is leveraging data to transform key business processes. We are transforming how people work and enabling intelligent decision-making for the key people and assets that comprise what these key processes are all about. So let's explore an example quickly in the realm of asset management and supply chain. Here we're worried about key things like how do you optimize maintenance processes based on the actual equipment performance, how do you account for environmental conditions and leverage environmental intelligence to drive the key next steps that you need to take around reliability. These all require data fabric to help bring all of that information together about these key assets. At the application logic, we build to surface the logic in a way that enable your key business users like the reliability engineer, the maintenance engineer, the inventory specialist, and so on, to make informed decisions that then drive key business processes. And when we talk about infusing the enterprise with AI, fundamentally, what we're talking about is how we deploy data fabric with key application logic to support critical business processes. And in essence, data fabric, powered by data and AI technology, allows for data access wherever that data resides within an organization. It allows you to manage the entire life cycle of it and then self-service deliver the data wherever it's useful in your organization. And so to the second part of your question, Murat, if you'll move to the next slide, Our data fabric solution is built on an IBM Cloud Pak for Data platform that predicts outcomes faster using a platform built with a data fabric architecture to collect, organize, and analyze the data, again, wherever that data resides in your organization. And our approach to data fabric consists of 4 components for both the data consumers and the business processes. So the first on the left-hand side of the screen is to automate data governance and privacy to ensure for data trust, protection, security, as well as compliance. It provides for a highly automated environment with consistent governance along with industry-specific regulatory policies and rules to your data assets with automated data security across the entire organization or enterprise. And furthermore, it has AI-augmented data catalog, allows business users to easily understand, collaborate, enrich, and access that data at the right time. And Irina mentioned that as well, at the right time. The second, moving to the right, is integrating data across a hybrid cloud to accelerate the time of value by making data accessible for AI and business intelligence, as well as applications. And the third is to provide a comprehensive view of the customers by integrating data across the various domains. And this breaks down the data silos with an integrated view of the data, and it allows you to spend more time on applying AI and analytics to business challenges versus wasting all that time hunting the quality data that's really well understood. The fourth on the far right is to operationalize AI with governed data integrated throughout the AI lifecycle for trusted outcomes. In essence, it's about unlocking trustworthy AI, starting with governed data access for data scientists, along with automated ML ops infused with trust throughout the entire AI lifecycle, all of which time providing for transparency to provide an end-to-end trust. And so basically, to summarize, again, it's about delivering value by connecting the right people with the right data at the right time. So thanks again, Murat. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Yala. Thanks for sharing this valuable information. So data fabric is an emerging architecture that aims to address all the challenges that we are talking here, especially in a hybrid data landscape. It is still in its infancy in terms of adoption. So I would like to pass it to Filippo and basically ask him, what are the business benefits that organization can achieve through implementing a data fabric?
Thanks a lot, Murat. So let me take a different perspective on this topic, and let me start from a business user perspective in a way. So what I want to focus on is use cases where at least us as DecisionBrain, we have a lot of experience on that are planning and scheduling use cases in industrial operations. And what I want to focus on is what is the impact of those planning and scheduling solutions that have been that have been in there for ages in the new era of uncertainty, the situation where the world is changing so fast, and only companies that will be able to adjust to those changes will survive. So let's start from a view of planning and scheduling as components for manufacturing, workforce, logistics, and maintenance. Typically, we can say that the goal of a planning system is to help implement a business strategy. So they typically business user using a planning system for manufacturing or logistics, they make decision over a long period of time. So what will happen or what I want to do in the next 6 months or 1 year. It's typically a monthly process. It has a view that is an enterprise view and a relatively simple data. On the other hand, when you go to the scheduling level, so much more operational level, the goal of scheduling typically is to drive efficiency and agile execution. So the horizon is a lot shorter. You focus on a smaller scope, so one site or a local view of your enterprise, but you go into a lot more operational details, which implies that the data that you need to consider and manage is a lot more complex. So if you go to the next slide, let's make a very simple example here. And you will see from this example why data fabric is so important, what is the connection between what I'm talking about on use cases and the data fabric. So let's take an example of a scheduling system that is there to optimize the activity of mobile technicians, for example. So it's a use case that has been there for many years. The goal of such a scheduling system is to generate an optimal plan for the next few days of a set of maybe 1,000 technicians that need to go and perform a task or a job in a certain geographical area, taking into account skills, service level agreement, travel time, and so on. So the system has to generate an optimal plan, and if it's a system that is sophisticated, then it will also need to manage unexpected events, such as a job that is late or a new job coming in. Now, what is the connection with data fabric? Imagine that they have such a system. And imagine that now I want to improve this system because some of the assets that I'm managing, they start being instrumented with IoT data, with sensor data. How do I bring this information to my solution, to the scheduling system that I built? Imagine that I have now a situation where I have more and more information that is available about traffic data, which I didn't have a few years ago. So a few years ago, imagining to take into account real-time traffic data was just a dream. Today I can. So how do I get this new stream of data inside a solution that optimize my technician dispatching? How do I take into account customer feedback? Again, all those data sources are new. They may not exist in the past, and new data sources are coming up. So the era where we are living into is an era where new data, new sources of data, new streams of data are coming every day. And then let's look at the perspective of the era of uncertainty, where because of COVID, because of war, because of other situations that all of us know very well, unfortunately, now the market has changed completely. Workers now, they do mix on-site and remote work. And so how do I adjust my solution to take into account this new way of working? How do I manage transitions between lockdown, so lockdown in and out transition? How do I manage new customer needs that derive from all those disruption that exist in the market? And so this is where the data fabric gives an answer. If you go to the next slide, where in the era of uncertainty, the business solution that we like and that we adopt and we implement for all our customers, from my perspective, they need to have three different characteristics. First one, they need to embed some mathematical optimization and AI capability to help business user make the best decision based on factual data and business goals. And to do this, I need to be able to explore billions of options and identify what is really the best decision that I need to make. If in an era of uncertainty, my solution needs to adapt easily to new reality, I cannot use a packaged application that is built over a long period of time. I buy it on the shelf and I put it on my to drive my operation. I need to have a platform approach where the solution that I have, so my scheduling solution, can take into account new business requirements, new challenges, and solve new problems, and new problems that I don't know today. And last but not least, I need to have the ability to bring new sources of data or to combine existing sources of data and combine them in different ways to answer new questions that come up. So my last slide is a conclusion of the use cases or the business perspective of data fabric. is when we build the business solution, we really need to combine data fabric, or the way to be able to bring new sources of data and combine new sources of data to get new information into a solution, together with a platform approach to build those business solutions that are more and more personalized today, that are more and more tuned and tailored for business problems, and that needs to be able to evolve over time based on different market condition or new data sources.
What I will do, I will open the floor for questions now. And let me stop sharing and look at the chat room. If there are any questions in the chat room post. In the meantime, Igor, we discussed about it. Maybe it's too technical question, but we have all these buzzwords, keywords around. So what's the difference between data mesh and data fabric?
The degree of governance, believe it or not, the degree of digital cataloging, right? So data fabric still assumes that we have physically / digitally implemented pipelines, right? We can move data just in time, and we can deliver data just in time with the expected quality and augmentation. However, we still have those pipelines existing like a network, right? And on top of that, we've got the big brain of knowledge graph. With the data mesh, we're creating a marketplace. Irina mentioned that, right? If we mature data fabric enough and knowledge graph is so powerful, it does not need physical connection, then we can come to the realization of data mesh. That is to say, we've got players, and each of them brings just the data product to the market. Data product, and it's not permanently connected to any consumer or any further pipeline. So it does require much higher degree of digital description, right? It's much higher degree of being able to consume this digital catalog, to connect to this data product. So there are lots of aspects. Just build a data as a product. It's a whole new process. So feel free to reach out to us. We've got a whole blueprint dedicated to that. On my slide deck, there is a link to it. It's called Design Data as a Service. But yeah, they say the main difference is in data mesh, you don't have this middleware, right? You just have a marketplace where data is represented as products, and you can pick and choose whatever product you want. That will.
Perfect. Thanks, Igor.